guys, Dwayne here, and I got a vinyl update to do, as well as some special thanks for some VC love sent my way, and a couple other things. So I want to try and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm kind of excited about this video. Anyway, the first thing I want to say is I had a lot of response to my first LAS tips, I guess, where I showed how I resurface CDs and things like that. So I'm going to shoot another video probably here in the next couple days on LAS tips number 2, and I got an overwhelming amount of questions about how I cover my box sets, okay, and how I bag those. So this is, you know, my Genesis box set, okay, and how I do these. So, you know, thick box sets to, you know, this is you know, my Fish Credo box set and how I do these. Here's another one, Tangerine Dream. Okay, so I'm going to show how I do those. So that'll be probably in the next few days. Let's get through this. What we're listening to in the background, there's a reason for this, is this is Fish, Internal Exile. And I would love to have this on vinyl, but Fish from Marillion, this is such a damn good album. Please, please check this album out from front to back. Absolutely awesome. Okay, so let me get to the VC love. Okay, so I received a couple packages yesterday, and I need to give some proper thanks and shout out. The first one was from Robert, thetecha. I knew he was going to send this, and this is very, very cool. I love the box here with the Dio and Maiden and Van Halen, and you know. And what he sent me, along with a nice note here, is he sent me 4 CDs of Buckethead material. You know, and if you guys have not checked out Buckethead, he is such an insane guitar virtuoso. So check him out. So Robert, thanks buddy so much. And then the second package with an absolute killer surprise in it is from Ade, Pudsi. So Ade, dude, thank you. I knew he was going to do this. We had messaged back and forth. He just recently got that Marillion 6 CD box set, and you know, he made me a copy of it. You know, and when it comes to Marillion, you know, I've talked about it before. You know, any Genesis fan has got to check out Marillion. In many ways, I love Marillion just as much as I do Genesis. You know, and so thank you so much for that. But what he included in the box that I had no clue about is something that, you know, this is the kind of stuff that in the US is so very, very hard to find. And man, he really hooked me up. He sent me a 7-inch picture disc of Marillion's Sugar Mice, which I've stated before is my favorite Marillion song. And this is obviously a UK import in this really cool bag. And this piece up here is not just a title card, it is actually a poster. And this is the image that was used on the 12-inch single also, I do believe. Hey, man. Thank you so much, brother. This is so awesome. So awesome. So thanks to both of you guys for the VC love. Very, very much. And talk about synchronicity, okay? When things happen is so incredible. So the vinyl update portion of this video is what I want to do next. And when I say synchronicity, I'll explain in a second why that is. You know, if you look at the beginning of this video, my title card or whatever, you know, it says honey hole. Well, I stumbled across a honey hole, okay? I tapped a new honey hole. I found a place that has got me so excited, and I'm going to revisit this place in the next month or two, because it's a place that's located in a predominantly hip-hop area, okay? So the stuff I like to buy, like, just doesn't get bought there, apparently, is the deal. We're talking Genesis, for example, okay? And then there were 3. They had like 12 copies of that, okay, used. All of which were in beautiful condition. And there's, I would say, 80 to 90% of the vinyl in this store, full albums, are no more than $2.99. Okay, so the stuff I'm going to show, none of what I purchased was over $2. Okay, so let's get on with this. And I'm not going to say where it is, because I need to clear my stock out of the honey hole before I open it up to everybody else. But anyway, yeah, I'm greedy like that. Anyway, one thing that they also have a lot of there are laser discs. Okay, and you know, I've said it before, I buy and collect laser discs. I have actually 2 Pioneer Laserdisc players, and so this was actually still sealed in the shrink. It's got a promo punch in it, but it was still sealed. But I was stoked when I saw this. This was $1.99, and yeah, Judas Priest, Fuel the Fire. This is live in 1986, right? Yeah, live in 1986. Is it live or just videos? It could just be videos. I was so excited I didn't even really look. So yeah, and you know, here's another beautiful use for Blake sleeves. Okay, because you know, laser discs are the exact same size as 12-inch vinyl. So brand new, unplayed, still sealed for $1.99. So I got that, and then I also picked this up for the Depeche Mode collection. This is one of the special editions, Shake the Disease, Master and Servant, live, flexible, and Something to Do, different mixes. So grab that. And then, you know, a lot of you who've been following me for a long time, and what actually really kind of got me going in the VC as well with Mr. Derek Vaughn. And I've noticed Jeff has really been getting into this artist lately. Absolutely one of my favorites, one of my biggest artist collections also, next to like Genesis and Yes and stuff, is Vangelis, and this is Spiral. And I remember early on, I told Derek, or I had asked Derek, hey, do you have any Vangelis? You know, would you show that? And he did. And one thing I noticed that he didn't have was Spiral. And this is my favorite Vangelis album. And I told him, I said, Derek, you gotta get Spiral. And he did. And the one he got was the UK Gatefold edition. I have a domestic Polydor recording. And so when I was there, I found this, which is that UK Gatefold in just mint condition. So Vangelis is another one of those artists in my collection where I collect multiple different pressings of the same album. So I was very excited to get this, my favorite album by this artist. And yeah, so I finally got the import Gatefold, so very excited about that. Okay, now that I know how to properly pronounce his name, I was very excited for these next 2 LPs. I think I might have almost everything now by this artist. And this is Jean-Michel Jarre, is how it's pronounced. Absolutely mint condition. And this is on Dreyfus, on Polydor. This is a US pressing out of New York, I believe. Yeah, manufactured, yeah, out of New York. So, absolutely awesome. This next one I had never seen before. And I got this, and this is actually the first thing that I dropped the needle on last night. Wow, man, that's all I gotta say is wow. This is Genesis Jarre live in, I guess it's Houston, Texas, because I can't read German, but it does say Houston here. And at the beginning of the album, there's like a radio broadcast of talking about how crowded it is and everything else in Houston. So I'm assuming this is live in Houston, Texas. This is a West German, made in West Germany import. And the cool thing is I put this on and I had just the dim lights on, and it was just, one of those kind of quiet moments, just kind of in the dim light, and just cranked this up, and this was awesome. Awesome. And this is on the Dreyfus label. It does come with the insert. There's the Dreyfus label, Polydor there. So very, very excited to have that. So picked up those two. Everybody knows, yes, I love Yes and Genesis. So anytime I find, some rare small pieces that I don't have, I just get just as ecstatic as if I find a full album by, another band. And so I was very happy to find this. This is a promo copy of It Can Happen by Yes. And the cool thing about this is it's, the album version on side A, and it does have the, promotional copy, not for sale. The studio version on side A, and then It Can Happen, the live version on side B. So another one for the Yes collection. So of course, that gets excited. Okay, now on to this next bit. One thing I want to say about this is, I talk about like, Maiden's my #1 band, and then of course Rush and, stuff like that. But, I always tend to, kind of get caught up in the artist when I talk about them. Those that have watched my videos know Genesis is so, so dear to me, and absolutely one of my top bands without a doubt. And when I shot my Genesis videos of my collection, that spurred Derek to do the same, and that's one thing where Derek and I, lock in. And that was so cool for us to share both of our collections like that. And I would say within the VC, that I've seen videos of anyway, I would say between Derek and I, we have probably the largest Genesis collections there are. And that's not bragging or boasting. It's pride. I'm so proud of my Genesis collection, And the main reason that I shot those was not just to share, but also to give the information out there, show what's available to people that are starting to collect Genesis and things like that. And, and I would say between Derek and I, there ain't much left that you probably collect, but I did pick up some stuff that I didn't have. And when it comes to Genesis and family, Gabriel, Collins, Banks, Phillips, Rutherford. The one artist that I didn't have many 12-inch vinyls of was Peter Gabriel, okay? I had more 7 inches of Peter Gabriel than I did 12 inches. And since I shot those videos, I've gotten multiple pieces of stuff to the Genesis family. And so maybe next year I'll do a reshoot of the whole thing, because there's been so many, additions to it. But this was a nice little stack, okay? The first one, this is a UK pressing of the 12-inch for Walk Through the Fire. Just gorgeous. So got that, and this is on Virgin. So very happy to have that. This next one of my favorite Gabriel tracks of all time, and I did not have the 12-inch of this, and this is a promo copy. And what I want to say about this track is, if there is you know, there's like a basket of songs that are like my favorites to listen to in the dark, headphones on, turned up, and just let myself immerse into the song. This is one of those songs. So this is a promo copy, domestic on Geffen for Biko. So very excited to add this to the collection. And then next is also a promotional copy, domestic on Geffen of Red Rain. See the promo stamp there. So to find these in just mint condition and promos nonetheless, no more than $2. I was so excited. And then this one, this is not a promo, but it is a domestic for Big Time. And the reason these are appearing sideways is because that's where the, you know, that's how they open. So nice chunk of Gabriel 12 inches that I didn't have in the collection. Okay, a couple of Genesis pieces that I didn't have. And the first one, I've been waiting and waiting till I found an absolute stellar mint copy of this, and it was sitting right there. And this is the 12 inch. It's actually, I think, considered an EP. This is the Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. And this is domestic on Atlantic. Absolutely stellar pressing. So I got that. And then this one I did not have either. And this is actually a UK pressing on Charisma Virgin for Mama. And this is it's die cut. And the inner sleeve is black and it, you know, slides out. And I think Derek had this. I think I remember him showing this. So, very excited for those. So, that's the vinyl that I picked up there, okay? Now, I also picked this stuff up. They have these in stock, and these were 50 cents a piece. And so I picked up a stack of them. And they're just plain white, holeless jackets, okay? And the reason I picked these up, because you just don't see these, okay? And, you know, these are brand new. And you can order these from like Bags Unlimited and places like that, but, you know, it's like you got to order like 100 or more, you know, for the order. And I was able to buy these by the piece, which was very cool. So, you know, the reason I got these is I was able to replace some of the plain white holeless jackets on things like this. You know, I have a lot of bootleg stuff and things like that, so, you know, this is my Genesis through Emerald City. So that has a nice new pristine jacket now. As well as things like this. This is my test pressing for Manfred Mann's Earth Band, which had just a plain white holeless jacket, you know, and then the cover sheet. So, and it had seen better days, the jacket, you know. So it now has a nice new pristine jacket. So I was very happy to find these. And then, you know, once again, talk about synchronicity is little did I know I was going to come home and Ade had sent me the Marillion and stuff like that. And I got this at this shop, and this was $2 as well. And I got this for the music room. This is a giant, almost like it's on like postcard stock. It's really thick, but this is the Marillion Script for a Jester's Tear album cover. It's really big. And see on the back here. So it says printed in England, and there's a code number 827. Published by Bravado Merchandising Services, 1986. So, and this was brand new. So I'm gonna get this in a frame and hang it up in the music room here. So very, very glossy, very thick. So that's the stuff I wanted to show you guys. I'm trying to keep this video short. Wanted to get through that stuff as quick as possible. So I have to go back to this honey hole, man. I'm just jonesing to go back there. It's far from here. But so I'm going to have to kind of plan the trip and kind of save up for it, because I want to take advantage of it when I go. So it was so cool. And I mean, we're talking not just vinyl, the laser discs, 8-track tapes, cassettes galore, of course CDs, and they even had a box right when you walk in the door that said free, and there were cassette tapes, which I grabbed a stack of cassette tapes. I won't bother showing them, but cassette tapes, vinyl. They even had an old turntable sitting there that didn't work. It just needed repair, and you could take it if you wanted. I didn't take it because I don't have time for it right now, but stuff like that, free, you know. And maybe when I go, I'll shoot a video of the place, you know, and share that with you guys. But anyway, that's it for now. So I'm going to be pretty busy over the next few days, but like I said, I'll get to that last tips video on how I cover my box sets. So stay tuned for that, and I also have a couple of threads I want to answer as well. So peace, everybody. Stay in the groove. Cheers.